Hi, I'm Chad with Move For a Guitar. This lesson is from our series, How to Memorize Guitar Notes. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how you can use note clusters to help you memorize all the notes on your fretboard. First off, if you like all the diagrams from this series, including the diagrams from this lesson, you can download our free e-guide, Memorize Guitar Notes. But I am working on it right now as I'm filming this lesson, so it might not be available as you're watching the lesson. But once it is available, a link will pop up on the screen that will allow you to download it. And like I said, it's free, so there's no reason not to download it when it is available. This is part 14 from our series, How to Memorize Guitar Notes. If you'd like to go back and start at the beginning, you can click the link on the screen. So now we're going to use what are called note clusters to memorize the notes on the fretboard. And what I mean by note cluster is that we're just going to take random clusters of notes. For example, I could take a B, a C, an E, and go back to D, and take this little cluster, play it on one string, and then we're going to find it on all the other strings as well. And I'll show you what I'm talking about right now. So first, we're just going to start with the C major scale to make it really simple so you can visualize just the natural notes. And I've just picked a random cluster of notes. I picked C, F, E, B, C. So first, we're just going to find that on the 6th string. We're going to start with one string at a time. So we're starting on the 6th string. So we start with C, F, E, B, and then go back to C. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be the order we played those notes. So you'd play, for example, C, say the note name, play F, say the note name, play E, say the note name, play B, say the note name, go back to C and say the note name again. And the octaves you play these in don't matter. For example, I could go C, F, E, B, C, instead. So I could have hit this F down here in octave lower. It doesn't matter. That's not really too important for this lesson. So you're just going to start off and play those notes in order and say the note name like I said and really visualize where they're landing on your fretboard. That's really important with everything you do when you're memorizing the notes on your fretboard. To play them slowly, say the note name, and visualize where they're landing. So start with the 6th string, do that until you've really got it down and can really visualize where the notes are. Then you're going to go to the 5th string and do the exact same thing. And you don't have to play in the same pitch. It can be in different octaves, which going to the 5th string would be easy to keep it in the same octave, keep it same unison notes. But that's not really the goal of this lesson. The goal really is just to play those notes on the next string in that order. So I could start with this C, then go to F, E, B, back to C, play it really slowly, say the note names as I do it, and just play it in that exact same order that I played it on the 6th string. But really, if I wanted, I could start up here on this C and do the same thing. Like I said, it doesn't matter if they're unison notes or not, just that you're playing the same notes. So this is really going to open up the fretboard for you and help you visualize where the notes are landing. And once you're actually playing an order of notes, it makes it more difficult. For example, if I was just playing one note at a time and finding it on each of the strings, that's not too hard once you get used to it. But to actually play the notes in order the same way makes it a lot tougher. So this will be really good for you and a really good exercise. And like I've been saying, that I'm just giving as many exercises and tricks that I can that I think will help, and it's up to you to pick and choose what works best for you because everyone learns differently. Then once you've done it on the 5th string, you go to the 4th string, do the exact same thing, find your C, go to F, go to E, go to B, back to C, play it really slowly, say the note names as you're playing them, and visualize where they're landing on your fretboard. Or again, you could go from this C down to this F first. It doesn't matter, just as long as you're playing these notes in order. Next, after you've done it through all the strings, one string at a time, and really visualize where they land, now we're going to do a trick where we're doing it vertically instead of horizontally. So instead of sticking with one string at a time, we're going to take this cluster of notes and start with our 6th string, which our C would be right here. And then instead of going horizontally, we're going to go vertically one string at a time. So each note will get one string. So I'd start on the 6th string, find the note, then I'd go to the 5th string, find the next note, then I'd go to the 4th string, find the next note, and so on. So I'd start here on C, because that's my first note. Then I'd go to the next string and find F, which would be right here. Then I go to the next string and find E, which would be right here or right here. It doesn't matter which one you choose. Then I go to the next string and find B, which would be right here, or if you can reach, it could be up here. Then I go to the next string and find C, which would be right here or right here. So then you're visualizing everything one string at a time, one note per string, and that makes it a lot harder, but will really open up your eyes to where these notes are landing. So I could play C, F, E, B, C, moving vertically, one note per string. That's really going to open up your eyes to where these notes are landing. Next, once you can start on the 6th string and move vertically going down towards the floor, which looks like I'm pointing up on this chart, but really this would be the floor if you're holding the guitar. Now you start on the 1st string and do the same thing. So you play C, F, E, B, C, moving vertically this way up towards the ceiling. And like I said, you could play it different ways. So if I was, for example, playing C, F, I can hit this B instead of this B. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what octave you're in. And I just gave you a random cluster of notes. You can write down any cluster of notes. I recommend starting with the C major scale, which is all the natural notes. For example, you could just pick G, A, E, just 3 notes to start with, and do that the same way that I just showed you with these notes. And then just do it with other clusters as well. And this is really going to be a beneficial thing to you, and it should be a pretty fun game that you can play and get really good at. Then once you can do it with the C major scale, which is all the natural notes, do it with the E flat minor pentatonic scale, which is all the flat notes, or the D sharp minor pentatonic scale, which is all the sharp notes, same thing. And for example, you could choose a cluster of notes: G flat, E flat, A flat, B flat, G flat, E flat, A flat, B flat. Play them in that order on one string. Just go through the exact same sequence that I just showed you with the natural notes. And again, this is just an example of clusters of notes that you can choose. You can choose any cluster from 2 notes to as many notes as you can reach. It doesn't matter. Then once you've done it through the C major scale and the E flat minor pentatonic scale or the D sharp minor pentatonic scale, then do it with all the notes on the fretboard. So you could go, for example, F sharp, G, G sharp, B, D sharp as a sequence of notes, as a cluster of notes, and do the exact same thing. And it becomes a lot harder when you're looking at all the notes on the fretboard and going chromatically like this, which is every half step. But once you can do that, you've really opened up your fretboard to you, and I guarantee you're getting really good at memorizing where the notes are on your fretboard. So that's how you can memorize the notes on your fretboard with note clusters. Go ahead and move on to the next lesson, where I'm going to show you how you can memorize the notes using sequences. And be sure to download the e-guide. All the diagrams are in there, and be sure to subscribe because we had at least one new lesson every day.